Hello everybody. I have been really excited to get a chance to finally use my laser, but I can't because I'm still waiting on one part to come that is a little box that actually captures all the smoke when you're using the laser that's burning. And I can't do that in my room without being able to vent it into this little box. So it's supposed to be here next week so I can actually start using the laser. But I can use the blade cutting function on this machine. So I've got some really pretty vinyl in here that I'm cutting with the blade, and I've already cut the first part out. This is going to be making a wallet. So I've got the first few pieces cut that I need for my wallet, and I've got one more section of material I need to cut to be able to get the other pieces that I need to finish the wallet. But I ran into a problem. I was really having a hard time getting it to actually cut. So you set the image on your screen, I'll show you that in a second, and you run a process to frame it. So it runs around and shows you exactly where it's going to cut the material. And then I would hit the start button and the machine would go all the way to the right and come over here. But instead of cutting, it was actually using the laser to burn, and it's burning my mat. So obviously there was a problem, and I kept fooling with it and trying to figure out, okay, what am I doing wrong? What setting am I missing? Something's going on. And I finally figured it out. So I'm going to show you guys what I discovered. I don't know if it's a glitch in the system or if it's just my not understanding how all this works. So you set your design in your screen, and you can't really see my design because it's sitting on top of the material. So if I move it, you can kind of see where the outlines and stuff are. So let me put it back. So you get your design set and you refresh your screen so that the machine actually takes a picture inside your machine and it shows you where you're going to set your design. And then on this screen, you tell it that you're going to be using your blade cutting feature. And it kind of shifted some things, so I'm going to have to go over here and move my things around a little bit again. Move them in so they're actually on the material. They shifted off when I changed my setting there, which is okay. So this is where it should be cutting my material, and everything fits fine on the piece of material that I've got in there. So again, I've got it set to blade cut, user defined material. And then you'll run your framing, and I'll show you that in a second. But right here under these settings, which I just happened to discover by trying to change everything I could think of to figure out why it's burning the laser when I'm trying to tell it just to cut. Well, where it says light power, you've got to move that all the way to the left as far as it'll go, and it shows power of 1. It was set on 3 before, and if I didn't change it from 3 to 1, it's actually burning with the laser. But when I changed it to all the way down to the left to 1, then it starts using the blade cutting feature. So again, I don't know if that's just a glitch in the system or if it's just my misunderstanding, but there's nothing I'm reading anywhere that's telling me I needed to change that setting. But once I changed it, everything works fine. So I'm gonna cut this second piece that I need, and we're gonna see if it works this time. So let me run my framing. And I know someone told me that it doesn't really frame correctly because it frames based on the laser and not the blade. But if you follow the blade with your eyes, you can see where it's going to cut. So you follow the blade is to the right. Okay, so that's going to be a little too far off, I think, because it's not going to cut correctly. So I'm going to have to reposition my design, I think, to make it cut correctly because it is trying to go off of the material a little bit there. And I don't know if I can make it all fit. Yeah. Well, you know what? I'm just going to delete one because I'm afraid if I don't delete it, it's going to cut off of that mat. So let me figure out, how do I delete it? Delete. Where's my delete key? There we go. Okay, so I'm not going to cut that other piece. I'll just cut it separately. And I think, hopefully it won't be too far here. So I'm going to run my framing one more time. All right, let's just go check. I don't want to make any more messes in here. All right, let's run the framing again and make sure the blade doesn't go past the material. Okay, that looks like it's going to be perfect. And if I still have a piece left over, then I can recut my other piece that I needed. So now I'm going to come over here and tell it my framing is complete. and we're going to hit start, and then it's going to come up here. I'm going to let it come up, and then I'm going to hit start up here. All right, and then we're going to go press the button on the machine and see if this cuts correctly. Please, please, please cut correctly. All right, blade's going down, looks good. Here we go, yay, it's cutting. So that's my problem. That light setting has to be all the way to the left, or this thing is going to use the laser and not the blade, even though you're telling it to cut with the blade. So thanks for watching, hope this helps someone else. Bye y'all.